CDO Money is CDO Money. My name is Ivan Romance. I write books. I'm an author of 5 urban books. I'm easy to find. www.ivanromance.com. All my books is on Amazon, Audible, ebook, paperback. Let's get straight into it. I'm gonna talk about who you gotta be careful who your friends is, man. You gotta be careful who you want to be your roommate. Just for younger people, who you gonna make your roommate and all that stuff like that. Because people come from people of different backgrounds. I'm gonna tell you an example. I remember I got an apartment, right? Me and a friend, old friend, we got an apartment together. Our rent was just $600, $300 each, 2-bedroom. We in the hood area, but our rent is just $300 each, right? This is January of 2017. We first moved in. I paid deposit, and everything. We moved in. I got a job at Sprint. He got a job at Sprint with me. Then he ended up getting a job at security, and I would do security at clubs on the weekend. So what happened was this. I was dating my wife at the time. I never forget. I got a text from my landlord saying, "Where is the rest of my rent? Where's my rent money at?" I never forget. It had to be about July 5th. It was about about July 5th, right? You get 3 days at the top of the month, beginning of the month to pay your rent. Always paid my rent, always, because I struggled before without paying my bills and stuff like that, and I got evicted before some years prior to that, and I was like, you know what? I'll bet y'all don't go through that again. So this time around, I'm paying my bills. It's only $300 a month anyway, so I'm paying it. I never forget that. My landlord said that, so I had to call him and say, "Hey man, what you talking about, bro?" He said, what I'm talking about is only been getting half my rent since I moved in. I said, "It's July though." "So what do you mean?" He said, "I only been getting half my rent since you moved in." And I'm like, "Okay, so why you just now saying something? What kind of landlord you is?" He basically saying, the property management basically dropped the ball and it's still my responsibility. He said, "Well, in the state of Wisconsin, you gotta pay the rent." I'm like, "What? Why I gotta pay the rent for? I've been paying mine." I said, "Hey, it's the law." Find out he was telling the truth. I talked to my friend at the time. I'm like, "Hey, yo, you gonna pay?" She tried to go talk to, we all about to go we met the landlord, sat in his office. He came out like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna pay my rent." This nigga didn't pay. This nigga moved out. Now I'm assed out. At the time, and I lost, and the thing is, I just totaled my car. So I'm actually at the time going through it. I'm really going through it. But my friend, he just up and left me. What I'm trying to say is, you gotta be careful who you call your friends. Because your friends, they be jealous of you, and they don't really be caring for your well-being, man. People are always gonna do for self. They're gonna do what makes them happy and stuff like that. I've seen this before with other young people. They be like, "Man, my roommate didn't pay his bills and he left me assed out," or "This what happened," and then they don't be friends no more and stuff like that. Be careful. Be careful. This is young people. I'm grown, 35-year-old, married, got a house and all that stuff now. But at the time, I wasn't thinking like that. I was single. I was thinking like that. If you can go back to, if I was young, man, I wouldn't have got a roommate. I would have been scared them get my own spot. Because you don't know who people's habits is. Yeah, you might think the rent is cheaper, but you really don't know who people's habits. Are they clean? What kind of company gonna have over? You really just don't know who's gonna be over your house and stuff like that. Are they gonna pay their bills on time? Are they gonna ask you for money when it's time to pay their bills? You just don't know. When I got evicted, I ended up getting evicted to 2017. Lucky that eviction is gone. It's been years later. I don't have to any of my credit no more. It's behind me. I wash my hands with it and stuff like that. But I remember at the time, man, I was hurt. I was really hurt. Like, damn, bro, you just left me here, bro. I'm not gonna pay. I don't have the money to pay your half of the rent plus all this back pay, and then I'm getting evicted. So I had to move in with my wife, family, and stuff like that. Man, that's another story. But yeah, man, I had to move in with them, and lucky stuff, end up getting myself together and move on from that. Cause pain only be temporary, You go through some stuff, man, you like, then it's gonna be forever. No, the hell, man, it's just temporary. I learned my lessons from that. Never again. can't be trusting people, man, especially with your credit and with your money and with your livelihood where you live in. You can't be trusting people, bro. You really can't, because people out here, they just don't be caring about you, man. I know they be your friends. Oh man, he ain't gonna do me like this and this and that, or she ain't gonna do me this and that. Please, let me stories. There ain't nothing new under the sun. I repeat, my granddad says this all the time. Ain't nothing new under the sun. You know how many times people be backstabbing their friends, stuff like that, over money or opportunities, or want to give their girlfriend or boyfriend. I've seen this plenty of times. It's been going on for ages. So that happened to me. I was just hurt. Like, damn, bro, I'm assed out. I was paying my bills this time around. Why? Why me? So this video ain't gonna be too long. I just want y'all to know, you just be careful. If you're looking for a roommate, stuff like that, you're gonna be with your friends or cousins or whatever. Think about that. Do you really want to take your chance with someone else? Ask the state laws. Like, hey, is this gonna really be in my credit? They don't pay their bills. Can you really trust that person? How much job history person got? Are they really financially stable to pay their bills? You know, just be careful. Me personally, if I go back, I would never do that shit again. Like, nah, I'm cool, man. I'm gonna get my own spot. I trust me. I trust me. I mean, I trust you, but I trust me with these bills. Cause I trusted me when I pay my bills. That ain't no problem. $300 a month. That ain't shit. I was working, and I had a full-time job in a side hustle. My side hustle was like $150 a weekend, and then my paychecks, it wasn't much at Sprint at the time, but I was still making, enough to pay my rent. Let's just say that. And I don't got no kids and nothing like that, and I didn't have a car note, so my rent wasn't nothing to pay. So that's all I talk about. Be careful who you let move in with you and stuff like that in your house, or who you'll be roommates with. Just be really careful. This is 2017, and I actually learned my lesson because 2015, she was my roommate before, and the thing is, we both lost our place. You know what I'm saying? So, we just a lesson learned. I learned my lesson. I'm like, I want to go through that again, but I guess he didn't learn his lesson. So, it be like that. Be really careful, man, with who could mess with your credit or your money, your livelihood, man. So right now I made peace with it. I washed my hands. That was so many years ago. Like I said, 2017. What's that? 9 years? 8, 9 years. So I moved on. I got a house and everything. I'm married and all that stuff. And I just washed my hands. But it's just a lesson, just a wisdom. I'm 35 years old now. Just some wisdom to younger folks. Please think about who you gonna become roommates with. That's all I gotta say. CDO money out.